Welcome back everyone to the next Ironman. Finally hit level 60 last week, so we've reached end game. And so this episode we're going to be doing some OPRs, which is going to be, and some arenas, which is going to be interesting because my gear score is, I've got no resilience. And there's a little bit of guild drama last week, which I covered in my last video. So, you know, we've gone into the Dark Camo villain arc. And I've been thinking about the companies that I've joined since I've been in New World. The first company I was in was TKG. And then I left them to join Dumb and Ugly because my good friend Gondor helped run the guild. I changed servers. Then I left Dumb and Ugly to join World Class with Redhead Sura. But then I ended up wanting to play with my friend again. So I left World Class and went to Dumb and Ugly. And then I left Dumb and Ugly when he left, and I just sort of joined Times Change, but not when Times Change was like a big guild. It was just like a little fill-in guild at that point, like it was a really small guild, but it was just a stop. Then I jumped off that guild and I joined OG Hype Masters Guild, which I can't remember the name of. Then I stopped doing wars for a little bit. Then I joined another guild, which that guild then broke up. And then I joined with some of them and went into Axed. And then I ended up leaving Axed. And then went into Communists. And then I ended up leaving Communists. And going into Brutal Assault. And then I ended up leaving Brutal Assault. And then I went into Season 3. And then I ended up leaving Season 3. And I went into Cleanse Get Active. And I've just been doing some reflecting and, you know, and thinking about things, because there's only really one common denominator here, and I just sort of have to realize, like, I'm sorry, but guilds are just toxic. I mean, clearly, look at all these guilds, and I've left every single one of them. Clearly, you just can't get 50 people together and not create a toxic environment. Otherwise, it would have stuck in the guild. That's clearly the problem. So I'm done with companies. So now that I'm a digital nomad, now that I've hit level 60, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I wanted to do was some OPRs, which is going to be very interesting because I have no gems. My weapons were all under level 13. I've got no resilience on my armor. All my armor's 500 gear score. I have no food to increase my attributes, and I'm using cheap-ass potions. So this is going to be fun. I don't exactly do big damage. As you can be exhibited here, I get this healer in a stun, and then I poke her. Look at the damage. Not a lot of damage. I also take a hell of a lot of damage, which can be exhibited here. Jesus. At this low level, you've really got to ambush people. Try to see if you can kill them. Hopefully someone helps out, because you kind of need that extra little bit of help to finish off the kill until I get the gear score up. But you can still get kills. This is more often how I did it when you sort of gangbang someone with other people, you know? Damn it. One of the big time sinks though is potions, so you need a lot of higher sop for that. So a lot of my time is spent running around and collecting that. And then my arcana is only 88, so I can only make strong potions at this point, regen and health potions. So what do you guys think? Do you think buying consumables like potions would break the Ironman? I mean, I'm assuming it would, but let me know what you think in the comments. It would certainly save myself a lot of time if I could buy consumables. Also trying to get my cooking up because I want to be able to eventually make food, because at the moment I'm not running any like Dex food or Con food, so I'm trying to level that up as well so I can start doing that. I mean, I'm really as weak as I could possibly be. While I'm doing my little crafting run, my weaving hits 100, which is pretty awesome. I'm trying to get the sword and shield, so I level up my shield and I level up my sword, hoping that I would get a good sword that I could put on so I can stop using the greatsword and start using the sword and shield, but I don't get a small round shield on the swords I get a kind of rap. But I do level up my sword and shield, which is good. So I open up one of my OPR caches and I actually get this decent spare, well, semi-decent, better than what I've got anyway. So I chuck that on, so that helps the gear score a little bit. Now 496 gear score. Oh, and I got a new greatsword, so we're going to be running a new greatsword. Oh, I got that on the PvP track, yeah. So that's the greatsword as well. So, new weapons. 499 gear score. So I get some more gypsums, so I try to get that round shield that I'm after. Boom. Not too bad either, actually. So that can be my, I can now run a sword and shield build. So I take out the greatsword I just put in the sword. So now I'm running medium, but I'll just have to deal with that. So that's definitely not as good as the shield I got, but you know what? It'll do. It'll do. At least I'm rocking a sword and shield now. And a spear, which is the weapons I wanted to run. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached 500 gear score. And that puts my shield up another 14 points too, so we're now at 525, which is good. I'm out doing my never-ending potion herb collecting run, and I hit 125 harvesting. But yeah, what do you guys think? So, I just feel like I'm running around. I definitely would want to do the Ironman. I'm liking the story. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick to the Ironman and collect my potions. But I was just wondering what your thoughts were, because essentially I'm just going to be spending nearly all my time running around collecting the mats to make potions. And I was just wondering, you know, is it bending the rules too much to buy consumables? I know Mika did the PvP Ironman and he said he bought like his potions and food. I don't know though, there's a part of me that feels like, well, it's not really an Ironman if you do that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what you think. You know, is it too far? I'd be interested in what people have to think. Right now, I'm leaning towards not doing it and just dealing with the pain, but I would be interested in what people have to say. So trying an OPR out with that sword and shield combo, man, it's so nice. I love the sword and shield and spear. I feel like the greatsword's just too slow and clunky. I like a weapon to hit fast, you know? I like it to feel mobile. So I've been dueling on it. It's pretty rough to duel on it. I mean that you're actually fighting with 500 gear score then, but it's still good to get your iron and figure out some of the mechanics. I'm not so sure about dueling on it like an assassin though, because I think an assassin's often about getting a surprise attack. I almost feel like you're better trained an assassin in an OPR or an arena, but I do think duel's gonna help you get the mechanics right, even if you do lose. So. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so this is what I'm running. It's a little bit off because I just got some new gear, but basically 150 con, 200 dex, and 50 strength. Because I don't have any food yet, and you can see all my weapons are below 13, so yeah. So obviously it's time to start making my way, made the perilous journey into Brimstone Sands, so I can start that quest line. I obviously would like to get my ultimate, but also just make my way through the Brimstones quest so I can get a lot of the goodies, and I can do maybe some of the chest runs, even though they're kind of pointless now, but I'll get lots of potions, which is kind of what I'm after. So yeah, made my way to Brimstone Sands, start my quest line with old Bahawi here. And I get 5 gypsums, which was rather attractive because get my weapon up a little bit. With those 5 gypsums, I get 5 chest pieces, and I actually get a decent piece. Medium. I mean, I'm trying to get light right now, but that's good. Like, that's a replacement. It's a step up in the right direction. So I chuck that on. So now I've got a new chest piece. And it has resilience on it, so I think that's my first resilience piece too. So now I have 1 resilient piece. And I come down and start making more potions in my never-ending quest to make more potions. The biggest time sink there is. And then I realized that my Arcana is actually getting pretty close to 100. And so with great effort, I break every bloody thing I can down in terms of the Arcana, and I actually managed to get it to 100 Arcana. So now, gang, I can make powerful potions. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Oh yeah, stepping up in the world. Couldn't quite replicate that with cooking though. I only managed to get myself to like 94. Still on the old light meals. I tell you what, I break down some linen, so that's coming up. That's at 112 now. And then if you come over here in the armory and you just, I didn't even did this before, but now I'm just going through like one. Well, first of all, these journeyman blimmin' armor things really help get the experience up. So you'll see that. So yeah, that's cool. Now my armoring is at 120. But also, if you just go through and you craft one, you know, get your double experience for each piece, it actually, I didn't realize, but it helps more than you think. So I've just been kind of trying to make one piece to get the double experience. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I got to 120 armoring. Yay! And now that I am part of the truly superior faction, I do my first faction quest so that I can get to the first level in the mighty syndicate. I finally get there and I see these and I've never seen them before, so I'm like, I wonder what these things do. So, and I haven't really been increasing my mining or logging, so I buy 2 of them just to see what they do, just to get an idea. So this is what they do, just in case you don't know. Open one of them up and they give you... That's going to raise your experience. So it helps raise your experience in those things. So that's kind of cool. At least I've got something to spend my faction points on. So I came to Brimstone Sands to... do the next quest, and obviously my gear is like really low because I actually had trouble finishing this quest. Well, I didn't have trouble, I actually died. Like, they hit me like really hard. I sort of wasn't paying attention because I was talking to someone and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm about to bloody die. So I think even 500 gear score is a bit rough. Can't believe I died in a quest. I guess I am syndicate now. Well, let me tell you, I came back, I paid a little bit more attention this time, and I ruffle stomped these Roman nerds. But they still hit pretty hard. So, man, if I can't even beat like the most basic quest where I have struggle, what the hell am I supposed to do well in OPR, huh? I made a company. I know companies suck, but I mean, like, it's not a big company. And if you feel like joining in, especially if you're an Ironman, if you feel like joining in and just having a little bit of a laugh and a bit of fun, not taking the game too seriously, give us a yell. And then I figured I may as well do a dungeon, because that will hopefully score me some good gear as well. So we come into the dungeon I know the best, which is Genesis. I actually quite enjoyed DPS scene, which was... a bit of a surprise. I thought I'd find it really boring, but I kind of got into it, to be honest. So, first boss we cleared pretty easily. Got a nice spear. As you can see, the second boss went really well for me. We cleared them pretty easily. And I also got a little bit of an increase. Well, not only did my sword and shield increase, but I got a bit of leg wear as well. Oh my god, who died, noob? You know, in a strange, twisted kind of way, I'm actually going to miss those gear bumps. You know, I'm an old MMO kind of guy. I like the grind, I have to admit. So I'm going to miss getting those little... lots of gear bumps and working towards it. But anyway, we're on the final boss, and this time I stay alive barely, and we kill this horrible serpent. This guy's done too much damage. And I get some good feet. Alright. So So from that dungeon, I got this nice as spear. That's definitely going to see me through to the end. 590 as well. That's perfect. So looking forward to trying that out in some PvP. I also get the sword. I'd rather the Kenny Jagger have been my spear, but I won't say no. I also get this really nice ring. Earring, sorry.
Yeah, I just
refreshing, toast, and regenerating. So that's like really good. And 590, so that goes on. And then I get these gloves with resilience on them, and although they're medium and it'll force me to have to play medium, it's still resilience, you know, so they have to go on. And then, as I'm doing a little climbing quest, my spatial skills, or lack thereof, kicks in again. I can't even read that thing. No, no! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna do the most fucking look at this. Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel sick just looking down there. Anyway, I finally make it to the top, and I decide much against... Oh, see, you're just looking at that. I don't like heights, but... So with all the quests done, I get the gypsum and I level up my headwear. I don't get anything out of it in terms of gear, but I do get a nice big bump for the headwear. And then I come down to Ocean View Post in Restless Shore, is it? And I have some of those from the season quests. I have some weapon XP boosters, so I pop one of them. And for the next 2 hours, I level up my spear and sword and shield. So I get my sword and shield up to 20 and my spear up to 20, and these are the points how I put them in. So there's two ways of doing it. You go in for a little bit more survivability, and so I put, you put in so you can block a little bit more and you have a bit more physical armor, because at the moment that makes a little bit of sense because I'm wearing medium and I'm quite squishy. So having that reduction to, magical damage and being able to block helps out a little bit. But I guess I'm in two minds because I'm so squishy. Does it really help that much? Like, it might only give me an extra second. But for this time round, I'm going in to just help a little bit with survivability. And then I'm just going for, like, those stuns. So the leaping strike, the shield bash, and the other one. Shield rush. So I wanted to give the Cyclone a try for the spear, because I hadn't been using it. I'd been using all the skills in the Impaler tree, so I decided to give that a shot. So I rebuild my spear tree, and also that it hit 20, so yeah, just trying to go for everything that increases damage and or gives me stam. I stuck with the Cyclone for a bit, but I ended up not liking it because I'm so squishy, and in order to use it I have to really get in close and sort of stay in close to get it off. And so it usually resulted in me dying, like right here. So it's just, I didn't really take to it. Because it's really good if you've got a bit of resistance built into your gear, which I definitely do not have. So I do my first egg event, I have no idea what I'm bloody doing. Just went and attacked the nearest thing and hoped I didn't die, which I'm assuming what everyone else does. We finally bring him down with great effort. I was a little worried because I couldn't remember if I was flagged or not, so I didn't want to go in and get poked. So we finally kill him, and then I get my present. And now that I'm on my assassin arc, I've got to look like quite like a Sith Lord, or like, kind of like assassiny, and I end up getting this really cool looking mask, which I'll open shortly. And so, although not much, I couldn't actually wear it because it was like luck. Here it is. Ooh, look at that. And it is transmoggable. So I rush back and I transmog the shit out of it. Because that is a cool looking helmet. And there is the new camo community. Very assassin-y, I think. You know what I mean? Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, that was actually a pretty good picture with the volcano behind you. So I do a bit more questing in Brimstone Sands. Just to kind of work my way through that. Killing off these dudes. And then I end up getting this headpiece for, which has resilience on it. So I finally get another piece with resilience on it, although I'm not going to quick hide the face. I'm like the guy from the Mandalorian. You never see my face. I'm an assassin. I've got to remain anonymous. See, again, you can see here, like, I don't kill anyone here, but man, like, if I had had some blimmin' food on me, or like a honing stone or anything, I could easily have, like, you know, like I'm missing 40 points in the tribute points, but you can see the survivability starting to come through now. Just with those little increases in gear score, I'm starting to feel a little bit more survivable. You know what I'm saying? And then with that, I'm out of potions, so I can't really do any more OPRs because I don't really have any potions nor the ingredients to make them. So I have to like go and now spend my time. I think what I'm going to do is like build up a stockpile of potions, then do OPRs until they run out, and then do potions again. So after doing a whole bunch of OPRs, I open up my gear, but I don't really get anything. But I must say that the gear score is coming along a lot quicker than I remember it from last time. So, that's one good. I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore, I guess, with the new expansion coming out. Getting your score quickly doesn't make a lot of difference. But yeah, so it's kind of cool, though, that it is coming along quickly, though. And even, like I said, I'm starting to notice the increase in survivability just with that gear score coming up just that little bit extra. I'm actually sitting on, like, 550 gear score now, or close to it. So that's how much I came in just a few days. Yeah, but if you see me running around picking up herbs on your travels, you know why. It's going to be the never-ending time sink of getting potions. Oh, and one last thing before I go, I am trying to get those season rewards up so I can get some of those cool transmogs and stuff now. I'm actually trying to do that, so I was trying to close some breaches to get those points. First breach I've closed. Well, it's just me today. Thank you everyone for coming along for the third episode. First episode at level 60. Hope you're enjoying the content. And I will leave you with the solo tune for myself. And I'll see you all again for the next episode soon.